Welcome to the latest episode of Making Sense.
This is Erica. I can't actually hear you guys if you're talking. I think you're muted.
Well, now, guys, you've seen us. A very typical COVID mistake. Hi, everybody. My name is Theresa.
This is Erica.
This is Keiland.
And welcome to another episode of Making Sense, where, as you can tell, we don't always make sense.
Yeah. I thought it was just me, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just not hear them. And then I saw your little mute button, and I was like, oh.
What kills me is I literally said, make sure to unmute yourself, Erica. And
Yeah,
then I
you-
turn around. It's the way the universe will turn around and humble you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it will.
So just for those who may not know us, or this is your first time ever seeing our videos, me, Erica, and Keiland are the hosts of Making Sense, the podcast. Pretty much what we've done is we've created a podcast to talk about loads and tons of topics that are interesting to us, but also trying to understand and make sense of the world around us. So today we will be focusing on student loan debt relief, but also because we're doing spooky season. Do you guys want to tell us what we're going to do after that?
Yeah, so after we have a quick update on the student loan stuff that we talked about before, we are going to first talk about some Tennessee ghost stories, and then we're going to throw it back to all of our alma maters and talk about Austin P ghost stories.
Oh my God.
That is going to be so much fun. If you don't know already, Erica, Keiland, and I, we love spooky season. Like Halloween for our friend group has always been really fun. We need a post for except for this year, but every year since the time that we've met, we've always done a group costume, with the very first one being Legos. We all barely even knew each other.
Good.
We were so freaking cute.
I do not remember which color I had.
You were
White.
No,
I was
wasn't
white.
No, you were white.
Erica was
I was
white.
yellow.
you were blue.
I was blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And then
Ty was red, I think.
Yeah.
I can
And
go find a
then
picture.
we did
Fairly
Fairly Odd
Odd
Parents.
Oh my God, we were so cute.
So much fun.
I was Timmy.
I was Puff. I was Wanda.
And then I was Cosmo.
And then one year,
Codename
Teresa wasn't
Kids
able
Next
to be
Door.
with us.
Yes,
that
I
was
missed
cool.
that
Oh, we
one.
did Codename Kids Next Door. Yeah.
And then we had Austin in there with us because he was number 1. But
Yeah.
I was number 4. The blonde one with
The
the
black
bowl
one.
cup.
Yeah, that's 4.
4.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember which one I was.
I was
Erica was 3.
3.
I was,
I think Ty was number 5
yeah.
because it was the long ponytail.
Yeah. You were weren't you 2 with the little hat?
Yes,
Yeah.
you were. I'm just going to say we are always so cute.
Oh, we did superheroes one year, but Teresa wasn't with us.
I
Yeah, we
know.
did do superheroes. We
I
missed
was with my family, I
2020.
think.
Yeah, we missed
because
2020 because of COVID.
So we've actually missed a few.
well, this year we're doing Descendants.
This year.
Yes, Descendants. I will need to get my stuff for your costume party. I'm literally jumping off a plane, so I don't want to wear a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
on
Well,
the
if
plane.
you
But I need to go get the hair and stuff. The
Well, if you
wig.
get everything and then bring it to me before
Yeah.
we leave,
That's smart.
then
I'll
when
do
I pick
that.
you up from the
Then you can
airport,
get
all you got to do is change in the car.
I'll get it to you tomorrow.
But student loan debt.
yeah. So let's
We
Let's
all are
talk a
broke.
little
We
bit.
all are poor. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. I don't want nobody
Yes.
to think that we have money. We're poor. Actually, I'm gonna put my Venmo up somewhere so y'all can send me some money because I'm so poor.
If you want to donate.
If you want to donate.
I should make a song out of that. Well, we're going to get into
Student loan.
student loan debt relief.
Yeah.
As many of you know, the application has opened. It's a very quick application. Literally
Super
just
quick.
giving your basic information. And then what'll happen is that you're supposed to get a follow-up email letting you know that they've received it. But as well, in about 4 to 6 weeks, pending the appeal that's going on right now, they'll let you know if you qualify or what additional information you need to provide. As a reminder, $20,000 it's up to $20,000 if you receive the Pell Grant for debt relief. And then if you never receive the Pell Grant, it's up to $10,000 that you can get towards debt relief. Again, that's
depending
pending
on
the
your
appeal.
income.
And depending on your income. So there are income requirements that you can go to that website. So it's Fed Loans, right?
Yeah, something like that.
StudentFedLoans.gov. And they'll be able to let you know exactly what the qualifications are. I think it's like if you're married, you can't make more than $125,000 a year. And then I'm not sure what it is for if you're single.
No, I think single is 125 and married is like
It's
250.
I think.
250.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So realistically, none of us. We all qualify. But yeah, so Friday, the Federal Court of Appeals kind of halted his student debt relief program.
Yeah.
So you can still apply, like the application's still open and you can still apply, but it just may take a little longer for you to receive or see it on your thing. Yes. Some people have reported that theirs are already like off. Like some of the people that I'm friends with on Facebook have already like screenshotted their thing and it's like the $20,000 less. So some people's have already happened. So, which is great, but
let me tell you, I'll be hopping, skipping, leaping, jumping, dancing.
I'd jump out this window. I would jump out this window, second-story window, if I saw $20,000 off my student loans.
Period.
Oh. Point blank and a period. Exclamation point.
Exactly. But yes. And then so just remember too that it's supposed to be at December, this last period was the last time that they paused student loans. So after December, student loan payments are going to start taking place again. So just making sure to fill out your applications. There is one for public student loan debt forgiveness. If you've made 125 qualifying payments, you work for a nonprofit or a government agency. So definitely check out that application and get your information in. Even if you've been just working for a nonprofit or government agency for 10 years, still put in the application because they'll let you know which loans you've been making payments on. So for those who have not been furloughed or anything, it'll let you know what loans or what payments. And I think it doesn't start once you've done the application, but they'll include the payments that you've made prior to that application starting. So that's just a really great program as well for anybody who is trying to get more loan forgiveness.
Yeah, that's like a new thing. They just said that you could count any previous payments before you applied for the PSLF, I think is what it's called.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's awesome because some people like were paying this whole time and then learned about it and then applied for it and they're like, well, dang, I have been paying for this amount of time.
Yes.
So, and then they're able to count those payments, which is helpful.
Yeah, so definitely, especially if you're working in a nonprofit or for a government agency, you've done a civil service. And so that's why it's designed specifically for you. Okay. So yeah, are we ready to dive in to ghost stories?
Yes. First in Tennessee, then Austin P. Hey, that was kind of a rhyme.
Almost. Oh, it was like a little slam rhyme.
Give it up. Look, now let me tell you, as we're talking about it, like I will be looking down to look at my phone because some of these stories stress me out just a smidgen. Okay, especially the ones I've been reading about Austin P. But let's start with Tennessee first, and then we'll move to that.
Yeah. So first one I want to tell you guys is about the Tennessee State Prison that's in Nashville.
Oh, of course you
do. Of course you do.
I know. I've been to this prison too. So located just minutes away from downtown Nashville. Also, I want to tell this like a spooky story. So I'm going to like give you anticipation and I don't know the word, but I'm going to
suspense.
Suspense. Thank you. Okay. Located just minutes from downtown Nashville is the Tennessee State Prison, and it closed its doors in 1992. This prison was actually the setting for the movies The Green Mile, Ernest goes to jail, and The Last Castle.
Okay.
It's more widely known for its prison breaks, its riots, its fires, and the inhumane conditions that the prisoners were like living under.
Mm-hmm.
It was built in 1889. The capital punishment facility, so this prison, actually housed the person who assassinated Martin Luther King Jr. Johnny Cash played for inmates here. And then more than 100 prisoners were executed using Old Sparky, or the electric.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
they call it Old Sparky. And there was 800 cells there, but it soon became overcrowded. So basically, there's not just one ghost story that haunts this old prison, but they say that all of those lives that were taken by Old Sparky seem to roam the halls. And when you visit this place, you hear sounds, voices, and footsteps. So what do you think? We should go.
Listen, I would go, but also I just ghost in prisons. It just doesn't sound like a good time.
Exactly.
Because they're mad, and they were in prison probably for a reason.
Yes.
So they might be murderers, and then they're creeping around, gonna haunt you.
Do they do tours of it, or is it a prison that's still open?
It's not still open. It closed in 92, but I think also when I said I've been there, I definitely was thinking a different place that I've been.
Okay.
Let's see. Tennessee State Prison Ghost Tour. Oh, no. Oh, wait. It says Tennessee State Prison is not open to the public. And access is strictly prohibited. So, no.
Okay.
But they do have a Nashville ghost tour, apparently. That doesn't include.
So strictly prohibited because of why? See, the ghosts in
there.
You ever watched the movie 13 Ghosts?
Yes.
You watched that, Erica?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm shook that you watched that. That movie is scary.
I might not have. Maybe. Wait, is that the one with the friendly ghosts that are?
No, ma'am.
What's that new show on Netflix? No,
that's from the ghosts.
That show on Netflix that has all the different ghosts, and then like one of them is like the Boy Scout leader that got shot in the neck. It's like so funny.
It's a funny show, Erica.
No.
13 Ghosts is like a horror film.
Oh, then absolutely not.
Yeah, it's about this house, and there's like this whole satanic ritual. And all this person goes and captures these spirits because they need 13 spirits to unlock like a portal or something. My mom had me watch this crazy stuff.
She thought it was a comedy.
I did. I'm gonna see.
Because you said it so calmly, like, yeah, I've watched that, and I'm like, Erica does not like anything that's like horror based. Like Keiland had her watch it. The brand new one.
I made him sleep in the living room with
that. Wasn't the movie that we went to watch, I don't think.
Yes, it was.
Was it?
That was the one that she had all y'all sleeping in the living room.
Oh, yeah, she made us sleep in the living room. That's right.
Okay, never mind. It's called Ghosts on Netflix, and it's about all these ghosts that are living in this house. But each one of them has a funny story about how they died. So it's really funny.
Yeah.
I've never seen 13 Ghosts, but I do remember dude talking about it once, and I immediately was like, no.
Yeah. All right, guys, 1 second.
Making good sense on Making Sense. Let's get back to making sense with Making Sense, if that makes any sense.
All right. So what's the next ghost story that we have?
Well, I was reading about my place, Memphis. And what stresses me out is because, like Erica said, she had been to Tennessee State Prison, but she actually hadn't. I've been here multiple times, and I swear to the good Lord, I have seen this.
Ooh.
So this one is the Orpheum Theater in Memphis.
Okay, I've been there.
We used to take field trips to Orpheum Theater all of the time. But it says it opened in 1928, and it now has 2,308 seats and was one of the first buildings in Memphis to be put on the National Register of Historic Places. It is built on the same site as the Grand Opera House, which was lost in the devastating fire of 1923. So the story is, or one of the stories is, that the best known ghost story is of this little girl named Mary. And she's 12 years old, and she shows up frequently, and people still see her. I am pretty sure I've seen little Mary walking around, because it says that the most famous person to observe her was this guy named Yul Brynner when he was rehearsing for The King and I in 1982. She is described as having long braided brown hair. That's the reason why I think I've seen her. And a white dress. That's the reason why I think I've seen her. And
Ghost in white dress.
Often observed in the balcony in seat CF. Let me tell you, little Mary, little Mary, like, you need to go on somewhere. You need to play with your friends in heaven. Like, Erica, you're muted, baby.
See, God will just humble us.
Well, you're just struggling. I said, now I need to buy tickets and make sure my seat is CF.
Is she gonna sit in your lap?
She sure will. She gonna walk right up there and say, "Hey, baby,
we're not
in my seat."
We're not playing these games. But you know, the Orpheum Theater is so well known for having traveling traveling Broadway shows that come through, and so little Mary running around, a little skipping down the hallways and stuff like that is not what we're trying to do at the Orpheum Theater.
I want to go visit though. I wonder if people specifically buy that seat to see
if I were the theater, I would do that, you know.
Yeah, they feel attraction. Like a cold presence.
Imagine somebody's turning a fan on underneath your seat.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I want that job.
Hilarious.
Okay. No, that's a good one. Anything about ghosts, like people in white dresses? Oh, I don't know what it is.
Why do the ghosts always have to wear white dresses?
And it's always an ugly nightgown. It's nothing sexy. Like, it's always.
Also, how come there's only ever, like, when you hear ghost stories, you only ever hear ghost stories from people like such a long time ago? Like, I know people have died recently. Why are they always wearing like old clothes and not like these hip clothes we're wearing now?
Can I say, like, I'm not even joking. Like, why are all the ghost stories like white people? Like, you'll ever hear about no black folks being the ghost?
Guess we said we ain't got time to hunt people. We had to work our whole lives.
Like, black folks just like, y'all going on. Like, I'm tired of y'all anyway. I didn't like y'all when I was alive, so I guess I'm not.
I don't like y'all anyway.
Can we talk about a notorious ghost story that is very prevalent to Middle Tennessee that they've actually made movies about?
Yeah.
So we've all heard of the Bell Witch Caves, right?
Yes.
Still want to visit. Lived here for a long time. So the Bell Witch Caves are located in Adams, Tennessee. And pretty much this is a legend around Kate Batts, who was supposedly a witch that haunted the caves. So pretty much John Bell and his family, particularly their daughter Betsy Bell, lived in that area. And so Miss Batts thought that she was cheated out of property, which, you know what? If you cheated me and you owed me something, I'm going to get what's mine even after death. So I might be the first black ghost. But she believed that he cheated her out of a land deal. So when she died, like after she died, this is when all the strange occurrences around the Bell Witch Cave started to happen. People started hearing sounds of rats. gnawing at bedposts, knocking, sounds of chains being dragged throughout houses, stones dropping on wood floors, but like never seeing it. It's just all these crazy sounds going on. They heard choking and gulping and seeing strange looking animals on their property. And so it is still believed to this day that she currently haunts the Bell Witch Caves. And it's open for tours. But something that is crazy about the Bell Witch Caves, which I believe that it's haunted, I'm just going to say this, because there's been so many stories, like you're not allowed to take anything from the cave, just to be clear. Like you're not supposed to take anything from the property. But there have been stories of people who have taken a rock or a leaf or a stone, and their lives just became hell on earth. Like seriously, like not being able to sleep, seeing things at night, feeling like they're being chased, cars breaking down. We're seeing people in their houses to the point like that they were like taking that stuff, like it would just freak them out so bad they would take it and bring it back to the cave. And there's been stories.
No way you're not taking something. If I take anything, I know I'm gonna get possessed.
Seriously, and they'll tell you, they'll say, do not take anything from the cave. Don't take anything from this area. And you can even go visit. There's like John Bell, who's the person that bats believe cheated her. You can go visit his cabin, and they said that there's still paranormal activity that goes on there as well. So, and there's been people who have camped out. I don't know if you guys, there was also movies where like, of course it's dramatized, but movies of people who are like out there and they're like being haunted and chased through the woods, almost like a Cloverfield style of movies. But yeah, we should go visit.
Well, speaking of going visit, we used to live, work, attend school at one of the places is haunted, and that is Austin P. And let me tell you, I'm gonna have my phone right here so I can tell you guys, read some of these stories to you. And I want you ladies to comment and tell me what y'all think. Okay, y'all ready?
Okay.
Let's start with the first one. It says that Austin P has played host to several supernatural tales throughout the years. One of the most notable is when famous paranormal investigator Lorraine Warren. Why does that name sound familiar?
Lorraine Warren. I don't know, but it does sound familiar to me.
Paranormal. What is it? And what is it? The Warrens. Is it Paranormal Activity, or is it Insidious?
I saw that.
Oh,
like,
is she?
The Nun and all them.
Yeah, a lot of them have been based off of her experiences.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So she visited campus to give a seminar over a decade ago and felt overwhelmed when making a visit to the bottom of the Woodward Library at Austin P.
Which is scary.
It's during the Civil War, where Austin P was a place called Stewart College, actually. And it was in the area roughly where the library was. It was a dormitory called Stewart Hall. And right before the Union troops made it to Clarksville, they evacuated Stewart College and were using the dormitories as field hospitals for soldiers. Well, it says that Lorraine went down to the basement of the library and she actually couldn't stay in there because she could feel, see, and hear Civil War soldiers that had either died or were at the very least suffered while they were there, screaming out in anguish. That's one of them. The second one, this was in printing services. Okay. So that one was like near printing services. The second one is also near printing services, and I actually know this individual right here.
Okay.
So Mr. David Johnson, which Mr. Johnson at Austin P, he did graphic designs and made like all the little, a lot of trademark things for Austin P. He was working in printing services area of the library, where he had some odd occurrences that had been said to have been happening for about 30 years. He said, real early in the morning, before anyone got here, I heard somebody say hello. I thought I left the door open, but when I went to check, the door was still locked and nobody was there. He told the people, Clarksville Now, that he never stays after dark anymore and he doesn't like being by himself in the area. We had a library director die, and he was an older guy and was a heavy smoker. One day, the funeral home asked me to make the program for the funeral. Still David, and he said, I smelled cigarette smoke the whole time while I was doing it. So, Arrington, who is chronicling all of these stories, finished her thesis project in 2019 in the form of a documentary where she explored Haunted Hall.
Okay.
Now, we all know Haunted Hall because Haunted Hall was home to what? The English department, the history department, women and gender studies.
It used to be a resident hall.
Yeah, it was a residence hall. It was a female dormitory where in the 1920s, a girl died by suicide. She killed herself. She says that Arrington says that she recalls that when she tried to upload the video, that she and her team took it in the attic of Haunted. Random parts of the SD card had somehow become corrupted. It was only that one section from the attic, and I have yet to find anyone who can really explain that, because so far everyone I've talked to has said that the SD card is corrupt. It should have really been, if the SD card is corrupt, it should have been the entire SD card,
not just pieces,
and not just pieces of the SD card. Arrington also said she heard what sounded like people walking around the building after everyone had already gone home. In another instance, one of Arrington's teammates, Ashley, was walking around and talking with one of the camera guys behind her, only to turn around and find that he wasn't there. He was actually a floor below her.
But she was talking to him.
But she was talking to him. These are all things from her documentary. So I know these are just random events, but they're all from the documentary. Also, we know about this one. The third floor of the Traherne mansion is said to house a spirit named Margaret. And we know multiple students and professors who've said they've actually encountered this.
Oh, yeah.
Arrington said that some of the oddities that people attribute to her presence are the elevators moving on their own and random noises, among other things. William Parker, historical interpreter with Parks and Recreation, told Clarksville Now that he believes Traherne is the most haunted building on campus.
I could believe it because you could get lost in Traherne.
Well, Traherne is that building that one side is 3 floors and the other side is 4 floors.
Just awkward.
But you can't. It's so confusing how you get to the other side.
Can you imagine getting locked in there and the ghost being mad that night? And just
can you just think about
up?
Like people who did those productions when we were doing them in Traherne building and like being there all night having to do those. Oh,
that building is weird. It's very weird.
Okay, let me tell you one more that's kind of pretty cute, I think. So
cute. Okay.
Well, because it's not like a person, it's supposedly a mule.
Oh.
So the Memorial Gym / like Red Barn, where like the ROTC building is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back in the day, it's where they had concerts and where the governor's basketball team was at before like the Dunn Center. Now it's like the ROTC place. So basically, there are reports from the sound of hooves in the hallways, and you can kind of hear faint braying sounds have circulated for years. So basically, back in the 1940s, Austin P had a large number of GIs that were enrolled and had created a series of apartments to house soldiers and their families. And somebody like created a garden there and then got a mule, and it was a whole thing. And the mule was said to be old and gentle and would give kids rides around campus. And then eventually it died, so they buried it basically where Center Court was. Cute. Huh?
That is cute.
Yeah, so they buried it where Center Court was now. Well, back then, before it became the site of like the gymnasium. And so now people can hear like hoof prints and like little braying noises from the mule.
Oh, that is so cute. Can you imagine being sitting in there and then just little hoofs just...
What freaks you out more, people or
people?
People.
Yeah, for sure.
Because people just don't know how to act in real life.
Yeah.
And imagine you're a ghost. Like, you really just out here doing stuff to be petty.
Yes.
If I ever got to be a ghost, I would want people to have hot Cheeto finger dust on like trails.
If I were a ghost, I would want to be somebody who just sat there and made fun of people. And just it's like little random stuff to like
Could you imagine?
Like I don't want anything bad, but like I want people like who would be sitting there eating their lunch, and then they turn for a second. There, damn, somebody ate all my lunch, and like it's still like all the empty containers. Like I want to mess with people like that.
You just want to be like irritating.
Yeah, I just want to do irritating little things that would be funny to other people. Like,
I would be mad as hell. I would rather you scare me than sit for eternity and just roast me and be petty and steal my shit. Because there are people who tell ghost stories of like they'll have something and it'll just be gone.
Like people will be like, "Where are my car keys?" And I just every time you find them, I move them to a different location. Like,
I don't know.
That would be funny. But then I want to be like, you're upstairs all comfy, and then I turn the light on, and you have to get out of bed and turn it back off.
I want to do. Yeah, I want to do irritating stuff like that.
People gonna be like these new generations of ghosts.
Like I want to be the person like you see like you sit down on the couch and you see the remote on like the TV stand. You're like, damn, get up, and so you take your eyes off for just a second, and the remote gone. And now it's in the couch, and you look at everywhere, or it's underneath. That's me.
Golly.
I don't want to be like one of those. I want to be like I want to be a friendly
scare
ghost.
people.
Yeah, I want to be.
You want to be petty ghost.
I want to be a pet. I want to be a friendly pet ghost.
That would be fun though. I love that we all want to be. This is the new generation of ghosts.
Yeah,
we just do crazy shit to you.
Yeah, I don't want to scare you.
I don't want to hurt. Yeah,
I just want you to have a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode of Making Sense, the podcast. Remember to subscribe to us on every platform. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. We love your comments. If you have any cool ghost stories that you would want us to watch or to read about, link them in the comment section. We'd love to read them. All of us are pretty into ghost stories.
Also, I do want to say, I can't remember if we mentioned this or not, but this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is something that runs rampant in our country. So like if you know of any organization that you want to donate to, please donate to these organizations. Just do what you can to make sure that we're campaigning and championing for everybody.
And ladies, get your exams.
Get them titties checked.
All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye.